Hello, MSA community. I want to introduce you guys to a new feature I've been working on the MSA Data Insights.com website. All of this ties together to make the underwriting experience as seamless as possible. I think with the MSA Analyzer, we try to really simplify the underwriting process. And I think we accomplished a lot of that. Now that we're going into this next stage of incorporating AI in a lot of things that we do, the goal is to continue to make your underwriting experience with MSA seamless, at the same time maintaining our accuracy. We've introduced a few features over the past several weeks. We started with the MSA Direct, which can directly integrate all your data directly into your MSA Analyzer. The new feature today that I'm introducing is called MSA IQ, like intelligence. When you underwriting a property, typically we go to different websites, whether it's to screen the property for the good schools, crime rate, employers in that market, sales comps, rental comps. A lot of that data is guarded behind paywalls like CoStar, RoadPage. There's a lot of public APIs that we can get a lot of this data from. What MSA IQ does, it uses AI to gather as much of that information that you need. These are things that I've been using for months now in terms of the prompts that I would get the AIs to go out there and scrape the data for me. What I did is incorporate my own prompt that I've been using, and I worked on it for several months to make sure it pulls all the data that I need. It does pull out some comps, but remember, a lot of these are public APIs. So I'll always verify the comps and recommendations with a property manager or the broker in that market. When you go into the MSA Data Insights.com website, I'm just going to go through the entire process so you can see how they all connect together. What I'm going to do is click on QuicRoll. I have a sample property here that I'm going to be underwriting. I'll start with a rent roll. So I'm in QuicRoll, select rent roll, catch this. I'm just going to drop it in there, hit parse, give it a few seconds. It's done. I'll go into the T12, grab my T12, parse it. Prior to MSA IQ, at this point, I'll just go directly to MSA Direct and integrate that rent roll and T12 into my analyzer. But now, before I even begin underwriting and integrating that information, I want to get an idea what the market is like. I'm just going to go to MSA IQ and QuicRoll. You can either click on this or click on this, MSA IQ. And then it comes up. You can immediately see all the rent rolls that you've parsed and the T12s. I can click Vic at Jordan. That's the one I need. For the address, let's see, I already searched for it. So I'm just gonna grab that address. Is it here? Okay, so I'm just gonna copy that address, go back into this, just paste. You can see it pulls that address up, and this name of this property is Vic at Jordan Ranch. And they were asking for 74 million for this property. Make sure I have my zeros correct. I think I have an extra zero. Okay, and it pulls up the number of units from your parse file, and this was the 2023 property. And I hit generate. This process, it depends on how extensive the submarket data is. It can run anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. I have this note here notifying you that it could take about 2 to 3 minutes. So you can run this report, grab some coffee, and then come back. Let's just wait. What it's doing now is pulling up all that market data that we need. You can see on the left pane where it tells you some of the data that will be pulling. You have the property overview, location analysis, insurance and risk. Is this a property that you should be worried about hurricanes or floods? Submarket demand, like supply, vacancy rate, rental rate. We also have property analysis where it pulls together the rent roll that we just parsed. It pulls comps from publicly available APIs and look at your model market rent from the rent roll, and then using its own analysis to come up with what it thinks the true market rates are. So it compares those two analysis. Then it goes into a potential value add. If you were to do a value add based on that market, what you could potentially get. Again, this is all the AI's analysis. You want to make sure you verify and double check all of this with your property manager. This is the report. 6 of 9 criteria passed. If we look at the vacancy, scroll down, it pulls together the rent roll that we just parsed. Look at your location analysis. It tells you there's a strong location, the walk score, transit score, bike score. You can see the demographic, major employers, the school rating. It's a pretty good school rating system. Insurance risk. This is located in Texas, so you want to worry about hurricanes and tornadoes. Is it landlord friendly? Tell you it's very landlord friendly. Location in Texas. Demand, you can see the current vacancy rate and the 6-year historical data. It also provides the source where it's pulling a lot of that information from. So you can go through this report. This is something that can help you have a preliminary idea of that location on the property that you're looking for. My favorite part is looking at the tax assessment. Depending on that address, it pulls that zip code and it's able to pull together what county that property is located in, and it will tell you how property taxes are typically assessed for that county. This is super useful because for the counties that I'm not familiar with, I had to search for this every single time. Now you have that in that report. And some other details, you can go ahead and take a look at it. It generates the IQ report, right? But we're not done yet. From MSA IQ, you can connect directly to MSA Direct. Before we went from QuicRoll to MSA Direct, now I can do QuicRoll, MSA IQ, and then go to MSA Direct. The two financial documents, the rent roll and the T12 is already pre-selected. I'm just gonna do new. The first time I'm underwriting this property, that's already selected. I'm gonna click next. And it pulls that details, right? Because on MSA IQ, we enter the name of the property. It pulls the city where it's located based on that address, the year built, and the asking price. One of the things that it's going to ask you is, do you want it to include a summary of that MSA IQ report in your MSA underwriting model? It's going to include that as an additional tab. I'm going to show you what that looks like. We're going to run integration. It's integrating the rent roll, the T12, as well as that MSA IQ report that we requested. All right, so that's updated. Let's open that up. I took a fresh MSA Analyzer template from my library, and it opened it up. If you look at the dashboard, you can see that some of that detail is already pre-filled in the summary tab. They have that vacant Jordan, the asking price. So that's vacant Jordan, Katy, Texas, 223, 74 million. If we go on the rent roll, we can see that our rent roll that we just parsed is already integrated into the analyzer. Before we had this platform, you would have to manually do a lot of these, but now it's right in there. And the T12, you can also see the T12 that's already integrated, and now you just have to go through it and do your mapping. The reason I don't want it to do the mapping, because I think this is a critical step in underwriting, because you get to catch outliers and identify certain things that you may not quantify as a recurring income, but so someone that may look at it and say, my property manager can continue to capture this. This is a critical step that I think each individual underwriter should do on their own and not rely on an AI to map those line items for them. This is where you can identify issues or find potential opportunities when it comes to your underwriting. So we have our rent roll and a T12 fully integrated into your MSA Analyzer. And the last thing that we have, if you go all the way to the end, now there's a new tab that was added in today's MSA Analyzer. And that is just a summary of that MSA IQ report that we generated when we ran the report. You can scroll down at the bottom. You also have that tax assessment. You can just look here, see when the last reassessment was, when the next reassessment, and how taxes are assessed in Texas. Hopefully you find this useful. If you already have a subscription to one of the tiers for QuicRoll, this is available to you. If you own the MSA Analyzer and the course in your library, then you get one free MSA IQ report per month and you get 5 integrations per month. But to get additional reports, additional integrations, and the QuicRoll Parses, you have to be on one of the paid subscription tiers. Check it out. Let me know how you guys like it.